Episode 26 of The Beardcaster. My name is Scott Sikora, and I am The Beardcaster. Once again, my name is Scott Sikora. Welcome to a podcast all about beards and mustaches and the great people who live in the community. These are the stories and the adventures from the people who grow them and embrace them. Sometimes there are some really cool and interesting situations that follow those of us with facial hair, from lifestyle to everyday life to the world around us. So why don't you join me today as we dive into some beard stuff, mustache stuff, and pretty much an after-school special today. So once again, my name is Scott Sikora. I am the Beardcaster, and today this is going to be a little bit different of a podcast than I normally have done before. I kind of have been going through a situation lately, but anyways, my grandmother of 101 years old just passed away the other day. And as I was going through the week leading up to her passing away, I got to spend a lot of time with her and talk to her about different things and kind of reflect upon life and stuff. So I thought it'd be interesting to kind of form an episode around that. And what I kind of thought about was, once I was talking to her, was she had such a great attitude about everything. So I thought I'd gear this episode towards attitude and 101-year-old attitude. So that's what today is about. I hope you enjoy. But if you're interested in anything else about what's going on, you can visit my website at thebeardcaster.com. You can find links directly to all my social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Or you can directly email me at scott@thebeardcaster.com. I'd like to thank, and as this whole ordeal has been going on, I've had such awesome friends. It's not the greatest situation in the world to go through, losing a grandparent, but having her around for 101 years and pretty much my whole entire life, I've got to enjoy her. I've got to be around her. I've got to see so many great things and hear so many great stories about all the great experiences she had. And when you go through a situation like this, you have a lot of friends that, step up and, if there's anything I can do. And, sometimes you just don't know what to do for someone when they're going through a situation like that. And so I had my friend Josh come over and we recorded this episode. Though I call him Bald-Faced Josh because he has the inability to grow good facial hair, but he always has good commentary, and him and I have a good chemistry together. We're good friends, and conversation always ends up being really funny between us. So that's where today went. But in relation to the bearding world, I've met so many awesome people out there, and as I'm going through all of this, I get this little package in the mail, and this thing couldn't have come at the more better time than it did. But I open it up, and in this little bag is this. It's I don't even know how to describe it. I'll take a picture and post it up there. But it is half of a trophy that was won by Charles Abadam and myself at the Bearding Man Beard Competition last year in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. Now, what had happened is I think there was only two guys that were in the category, so they needed a third contestant because they had a third place trophy. So Charles and I, being judges, we just decided, well, heck, let's team up and we'll go in, and we ended up winning third place. So we kind of joked, we're like, well, here, you take it. And I'm like, no, you take it. And I'm like, well, how about 1 year you take it, then it'll force us to, meet up. And then you can pass it on to me, and then I'll take it for the next year, and we'll just keep going back and forth. So I think what inevitably happened was, I think we even joked about it. I'm like, hey, let's just cut it in half, and you can keep half of it. But I sent it home with him anyways, and I kind of forgot about the whole thing. And so, surprise, I get this thing in the mail, and it's written on the back. It says, from Charles Abadam, 2016 Robert Goulet Memorial Mustache American of the Year to Scott Sikora, the Beardcaster. And he writes, remember when we judged the 2016 Bearding Man competition in Shippensburg, PA, and at the same time we co-won third place for partial beard? Well, here's your half of the prize, my friend, Charles. Now, this just goes to show, I mean, this was the first time I met Charles, and it was like one of those instant like chemistry connection things. He's just an awesome guy, and I don't know what to say. I mean, it just really we bonded really good that weekend. We started a good friendship, and you know, just this whole bearding culture, these bearding competitions, and just you make these great friendships, and they catch you off guard. You know, you don't know when you're going to meet them. You meet them and they change your life, and then at the weirdest times they come back into your life to kind of remind you and to ease you in a way. So I want to thank you, Charles, for this. I mean, like I said, it couldn't have come at a better time to really just make me feel good. So I thank you for your friendship. But let's just jump into this episode. It's a little long, and we started off talking about attitude, and it talks about attitude from kids, from adults, from coworkers, from, you know, all sorts. It kind of jumped all over the place, and I had a plan, and it just kind of went all crazy. But towards the end, I got to spend a lot of time talking about my grandmother and her attitude, and how I felt that her attitude helped her get through everything. So I hope you enjoy, and action.
Let's get this started.
Dealing with
the attitude of... Now, the first, I have beard culture, adolescent, which...
is why he's here.
Yeah. Work.
Show me how to whack.
That song is so like 2015.
I hate that song so much.
I know.
So annoying.
So bad.
Yuck.
No, that's not Ariana. Never mind.
No, it's isn't it? Is it
Will Smith.
Beyonce or
that's a boy.
is it Beyonce or something?
You're a boy.
I'd ask Siri, but I don't like her.
Drake was dating her.
Whatever.
Drake was dating her. Who was it? I don't know.
Hey Siri, how much wood can a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
A woodchuck would chuck as much wood as a woodchuck would chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. But if a woodchuck could chuck woodchucks chucking wood, then a woodchuck could chuck wood chucking woodchucks.
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 Woodchuck wood.
Sometimes I have Siri tell me a dirty joke.
I'm not allowed to.
Why does your Siri have like an accent?
Mine's a male.
Man, it's a
sir.
Yeah, whatever.
Siri.
Yours is a dude?
Mine's a dude.
You can change that setting.
I did it in the Siri settings on my phone.
And you made it a dude?
He's a dude.
That's kind of weird.
She's a dude.
Bro.
Wouldn't you like to be a dude too?
We're all dudes.
Dad, can we have pizza?
I think dude looks probably like a lady. Dude looks like a lady.
Got some good harmonies in there.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah, actually it was. You guys dead nuts.
Yeah.
It really was.
Uh-huh.
Well, it did sound really good. Okay, so we'll kind of guide into this because we got some really funny stuff right there, and I want to keep that. So
you actually got that on there?
Yeah. I've been recording for almost 10 minutes already.
Oh, boy.
Wow, that's pretty good.
That was pretty good. So
Going hard there.
Going hard right off.
Right off the bat. Going hard.
Right off the bat. Okay, so I'm sitting here with bald-faced Josh and the child. This was kind of a little of a different episode that I didn't want to do, but I had some stuff lined up and planned, and life kind of got in the way, and it kind of put the brakes on stuff for a little bit. But as this situation was going on, I kind of was starting to pay attention to certain things that were going on around me with the people and around the world. And I kind of thought maybe I would have a discussion about a certain topic, and I wanted to involve a couple of my close friends, being Josh and the child Lucas.
I'm your son, not your friend.
Oh, pardon me.
Yeah.
You don't see him as a friend?
No?
Lucas, you don't see him as a friend?
No, I don't.
We're not friends?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll remember
My
that.
father.
My father.
You are my Faja. You know, it always comes back to Maja and Faja. At some
I know.
point, it's in every episode.
And would you like a smoke and a pancake?
smoking a pancake, Lucas?
That's impossible. You can't smoke in a pancake.
You can. And
So you would put the smoke inside the pancake, and then the smoke would come out of the pancake.
then you roll the pancake and you smoke it.
Smoking a pancake.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you need a little pancake?
They're called crepes.
Yes.
Crepes? Grapes?
No, not grapes. Crepes.
Crepes.
Crepes is another word for grapes.
No, crepes are really thin pancakes.
Crepes with the CR.
With, I think, a little bit more eggs. There's more eggy consistency to them or something like that.
Ew.
Well, they're actually delicious.
Yeah. You can put some strawberries on them.
Or smoke.
Okay, you're just disgusting, first of all.
Okay. Sorry.
You don't like the
Hey,
strawberries?
No.
No.
Oh, I like strawberries. But
I hate strawberries. I was going to high five you, but forget it. You don't get one. Okay. Anyway, back to
how
topic.
dare you like it?
Okay. Yeah. Before the child derails us again.
Uh-huh.
Because that seems to be all he's been doing since he's been sitting here with us.
Crepes.
You got that right.
I know.
Grapes. You mean grapes?
So the topic I wanted to discuss is the topic of attitude. Now, yesterday my grandmother of 101 years passed away, and I got to spend quite a bit of time with her over the last week that she was alive, and I started really realizing the power of attitude. And I even, I got to talk to her a lot. I got to hear a lot of really interesting stories about the things that happened when she was young, and just a bunch of really cool stuff. And just to see how she's been aging and over the years, and how her attitude pretty much has kept her going, and it's been really inspirational. And so that was one thing that I wanted to talk about. Another thing that's been going on is, politics. And if, I'd say 2 out of 3 of us are on social media at this. Yes, Lucas?
I do news.
You do news?
Mm-hmm. I watch the news.
Oh, okay. So Lucas watches the news. But anyways, currently the political, how would you say it, Josh?
Political fervor
is very toxic, and there is a lot of attitude in there, and it seems to be a lot of negative attitude towards the president. Trump. We're not doing it again this time.
Trump.
But so I was thinking about that too. I'm like, well, there's a lot of attitude in the political fervor. Is that what you right?
That's just what I went with.
Okay. Well, the political what's another word? Come on. Thesaurus.
Spectrum.
Yes, political spectrum.
Really? You do that for...
The political auditorium.
No, you did. You copied that off of Time Warner Cable Spectrum.
Oh.
No, I most certainly did not. I don't have Time Warner Cable. Moving on.
Okay. And there we go. There's another example right there. Now, both Josh and I have children that are relatively, I think, a year apart.
Yeah, Juliana's 8.5.
Yeah, and Lucas is 9.
I'm 11.
Oh.
Get it right.
Sorry. But
That's a little more than a year.
yeah.
It's like 3, 4. No, wait,
Teen.
1, 2.
2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, regardless.
It's like 4.
There's another type of attitude that I get to deal with almost on a daily basis, and that is the adolescent attitude. And Josh is his daughter.
Don't look at me.
Yeah. Well, Josh's daughter is probably starting to go through that change, but
The attitude change.
yeah, but he also is a teacher, so he gets to deal with tons and tons of attitude all day long from a bunch of adolescent teenagers.
Must be fun.
Don't touch me.
Yeah. What
Remind me
else?
to tell you about the kid that snorted flaming hot Cheetos the other day.
Oh. Oh, okay. I'm gonna wait. I gotta get my pencil and write
Pencil
that
that
in
one
there.
in, yeah.
Flaming
Hot.
Cheetos.
2 E's in Cheetos.
Oh, whatever. It's just a quick note.
Cheetos. Cheetos.
Cheese toss.
Cheetos.
And that's a squiggle. Hey, come on, man. It's a note.
Cheetos.
Do you not know how to spell
He does not know how to spell Cheetos.
How do you not know how to spell that?
The Beardcaster is brought to you by Chateaus. Chateaus.
Cheetos.
Now in new Flaming Hot variety.
All right. But, okay, so the next attitude that I have been experiencing, and it's partially myself too, but is a work attitude and the everyday, getting up, the grind of work every day, and just how sometimes that can, get to you. And it causes you to have an attitude, and it causes other people to have attitude. And when there's things just not going quite right, everyone gets attitude, and then it just... You attitude.
A lot of attitude?
Yeah, just a lot of attitude on top of each other. Compounding attitude is where I was going with that. Let me see, what else? Attitude. Oh, well, there's another thing, and this is like a cross pollination of attitude. And this one definitely it tends to go with beard culture and like beard competitions and the guys who compete and stuff like that, but I also have to deal with my wife, who is a bodybuilder now. And so she's going through a change. Yes, just like that, Lucas. She's doing the bodybuilder movement there.
She's going through a change?
She's going through a lot of change.
Okay.
But it's because right now she's bulking up.
Oh, she's back to bulking?
Yes, so she's gained 26 pounds, I believe.
Nice.
So she's getting big again. And so... dealing with her and her attitude has been quite interesting too, which has been actually kind of really nice. And the attitude of the bodybuilder is very similar to the attitude of a beard grower / beard competitor, but they're way different, of course. I mean,
it's similar but different.
Similar.
Oh, I got to tell you, I just got busted because I found out that I finally found a word that I don't enunciate correctly. Speaking of similar, I was told that I don't say the word comfortable correctly, that it's actually comfortable.
Oh,
comfortable.
Comfortable?
Comfortable, yes.
Comfortable.
That's how you used to say it.
I say comfortable.
It's comfortable.
It's comfortable. No, it's comfortable.
Comfortable.
I was told it's comfortable.
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 Or comfortable.
Yes, or comfortable.
Comfort.
Anyway, I'm just throwing that out there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Attitude.
So let's start with the beard culture. I mean, not that you guys can really speak too heavily on that, but
I've been to beard competitions.
Okay.
I've been to beard competitions.
Oh,
you've participated in beard
Yeah.
You've participated in more beard competitions than I have. I have none under my belt.
And I've tried, but he just doesn't want to.
Why don't you grow a beard or mustache?
Because
he's part woman.
Boy, I don't even know how to. Well, there's a child sitting here, so I would tell him what I tell my kids at school, but it might not necessarily be appropriate.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
He hasn't hit puberty yet?
Nope. I'm hoping to get it sometime soon.
I'm going to change, too.
It's time to change.
Okay.
My facial hair looks ridiculous.
No,
yeah, he's got like
he's
got this
does.
like really weird but there was a point when he did grow a mustache.
Yeah,
and
that
was
did look
kind
creepy.
of funny.
I was looking at ice cream trucks at the time. No, my facial hair does not look right. It just doesn't. So.
It doesn't?
He doesn't try though. Yeah, we could really do something with him.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah,
no.
we
Nor
could.
would I want you to.
Oh,
You can grow your hair more.
No, you know why? And here's the bigger factor. Juliana hates facial hair.
Oh, you're another one of those guys that.
Yeah.
My kid doesn't like my beard, so I'm gonna keep it off.
Dude, she cried every time she saw
she's
you
a
for how many
crybaby.
years? No, she's not. She hates facial
Seriously?
hair. Yes.
She cried?
Yes,
Because
she loves Scott now. But when she was little, she saw Scott and his beard, and he would like try to like play with her and stuff. She would just go right into
No,
tear
she
mode.
didn't want to have anything to do with me.
No, she. And actually, I was joking around the other day, and I said, I was thinking about growing a beard like Uncle Scott. And she's like, no way, don't you dare grow. No, I hate beards. So, I mean, there you go.
Okay.
They're so
I'm just
fuzzy.
saying. But you know what that is, though? That's bad beard attitude.
That is, and that we have
Beards
to.
have attitudes now?
No.
No.
She has an anti-beard attitude.
Okay.
Anyway.
But so anyways, my point of the beard culture attitude is, at least from my perspective and what I've experienced, is you get a lot of guys that they're going to a competition, and of course they want to look good. They want to, they've spent a lot of time cultivating their facial hair.
Cultivating?
Yeah. The cultivation of facial hair. But they've spent a lot of time. They've worked really hard to get to where they're at. And, they'll walk in there hey, man, I got this attitude of I'm going to win. I'm going to do good. Yeah, it's an attitude of positivity.
It's also an attitude of investment. They've invested time. They've invested money. And you don't spend that kind of time and money doing something if you don't think you're going to get rewarded in the end.
Well, but usually for beard competitions, the reward, of course, is the charity work that you're doing. So, but
oh yeah, I don't do anything for charity.
Oh, no, never.
I'm sorry, I don't do anything for free.
That's all right.
You don't.
That's why you.
No, that was actually just a joke.
Oh.
I'm a teacher, dude. I do almost everything in life for free.
Yeah, he teaches the youth of America.
Yeah, something like that. But no. Anyway, go ahead.
But my whole point is you have to have a good attitude, whether or not you're going in there. You got guys that have little beards. You guys got guys that have big beards. You got all different types of beards, and there
guys that have no beards.
Yeah, and there might be 20 guys in a category, and there's a guy that just has an amazing beard, but yet that guy might have an attitude of, well, you know what? I don't really care. His beard might be better, but I'm glad to be here. I'm having a good time. I'm doing this for a good purpose.
I think that's your attitude. I don't think that's everyone's attitude.
Yeah, I was pointing at you because you think that.
Yeah. Well, you do it for the right reasons. I'll give you that much. But, man, I think there's a lot of people that hate losing.
Well, yeah, of course.
And so your attitude, I don't know. I would say that there's an attitude of showmanship in the ones I've been to. But a lot of those guys, there's also an attitude of arrogance, and that's where I go back to what I said before. Like, attitude and arrogance go hand in hand. I'm not saying that beard people are arrogant. I'm saying that anything you invest time in, any hobby, anything that you're good at, that you're going to invest heavily into it because you do know that you're good at it.
Do you think a peacock is arrogant?
That's how they get chicks, dude. Or is it the other way around? That's how they get dudes.
I don't know.
Which ones are the colorful ones in peacocks?
I think the colorful ones are...
The peacocks.
Are the girls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right.
So that's how they get dudes.
So you'd say...
Or is it vice versa? I don't really know how that works.
No
So the female peacock is...
Or is it the male peacock?
Arrogant.
I don't know. Ask Siri.
No.
I don't know. Hey Siri, which peacock is male or female peacocks with bright feathers? I don't know. Let me look it up. Siri, answer.
Yeah, no, yeah.
The answer's boys.
Andrew Dice Peacock.
Hey. Oh.
But anyways, that is a good point. But
I'm sorry. My only point is if we're, I mean, like you're in the organizational standpoint of it, and I think a lot of people are into it for the fun. They do enjoy the charity. A lot of the people that you hang out with do enjoy the charity. But I'm just saying, cultures of anything where people compete, whether it's in bearding or in sports and athletics or any of that stuff. I mean, you go there to win. Right, and isn't that the reward? I mean, don't we have attitude because of the perceived reward at the end of the tunnel?
Oh, but then there's the culture now of everyone gets the trophy. So
yeah, but why do you think I won't grow facial hair and go to competitions? Because I don't want to go up there and win the white trash competition or the
that's right,
or lose. I don't want to be told that I have crappy white trash facial hair. I mean, that's like the ultimate insult.
Well, that was fun because I did try to get you to enter that.
Tried me to grow a mustache and a beard for the white trash category. It's finally one that'll suit your needs.
Yeah, I did forget. I apologize for that.
That would have destroyed my ego. Not only would I have had white trash facial hair, but then I would have lost
and you would have
in
had
the white trash facial hair category.
Or you might have had a really awesome trophy that you could have hung on your wall to remind you every day.
Or even worse, I would have won the white trash facial hair category.
That's what I just said.
Oh, God. It's a no-win situation.
I know. But okay, so what would your attitude have been if you would have won that category?
Embarrassment.
Oh, all right.
I would have been embarrassed to win the white trash. See, that was a no-win situation.
I know, but winning something sometimes.
I'd hand it up.
So you're saying that winning in that situation wouldn't give you a good attitude?
No.
All right.
No, there's no motivation. There's nothing at the end of the tunnel.
What is your motivation?
not growing white trash facial hair. That's my motivation currently.
All right. Well, we'll get past that.
And no amount of beard waxes by whatever your sponsors are would have helped.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Now let's move on to. I wanted to talk about the attitude of my wife. Now
I'm done. Move on. Next topic.
Just not.
I'll tell you how it is.
I am not getting into the attitude of your wife.
I will tell you how my mom acts.
Dude, she just gained
around
26
us.
pounds and is a weightlifter. I'm out.
All right. But that's my point. Is that
There's
I
a
want
good side and there's a horrible side. To
Well,
her.
there is with
A
everyone.
mean side.
Well,
Careful, it's being recorded.
No.
Love you, Sean.
yeah. The attitude I'm talking about is the attitude of how once she started working out, like pretty much she had a really positive attitude and she really wanted to do it, and it seemed to trickle down into all aspects of her life. And it seemed like her positive attitude, it trickled into our lives, and everything was more, I guess, copacetic around the house. And I mean, would you not say that, Sleepy? He's going to fall asleep over there.
He's falling asleep.
I know.
No, I'm just closing my eyes.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
Trying to figure out what copacetic means.
No, because you guys are making no sense to me.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why.
We're talking about your mother's attitude and working out.
Work ethic.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She put her mind to something, and
she's
has reaped massive rewards.
No,
Yeah.
the reason I'm closing my eyes is because I have nothing to say.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. We can move along. But
Well, anyway, I think when you put your mind to something, that's where you're going to, right?
Yeah.
Which will actually
Yeah.
segue into your grandma, too.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, like my whole point is another example of having a positive attitude and how it literally can like infect a lot of things around you in a good way if you have.
But that's the way it works.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, that's the point of attitude, positive and negative attitude.
So would you say it's more like a magnet then? Like if you had that, if attitude
Absolutely.
was a magnet.
Take
5.
no.
Oh.
Take Eric for example.
Eric.
Do you think
Who's Eric?
Who's Eric?
Mortensen?
Okay.
Who's Mortensen?
We need to explain who Eric is
Well-
so people understand.
All right. Take Eric, our friend from Chicago.
Who doesn't live in
him.
Chicago?
He doesn't live in Chicago anymore,
No.
but used to live in Chicago. But anyway, my point is this. My point is if you take anybody with a positive mental attitude, people gravitate to that attitude. Nobody hates Eric. Not that I know of.
No, not that I know of. He's a really good guy.
He's an awesome guy, and he's got a positive mental attitude, and he's always people gravitate to that kind of thing. So when you're talking about people potentially changing their attitude and changing the environment, that's kind of the way that works. The more positive mental attitude that you have, the more people that are drawn to you because they want to suck up the positivity. People don't want to be negative. I really don't believe people want to be negative.
Are you kidding me? Have you gone on social media lately?
Well, are we going to transition to social media lately?
There you go.
Trump.
Now that takes you right. I mean, that's a perfect segue right into that.
Well, okay. Now there's your other one. I mean, what annoys you about social media right now? It's the drain of the garbage that you have to read about all these people that are protesting and all these people that are pissed, and that's not positivity. That's attitude that'll drag you down because if you read enough of that stuff, you'll go crazy.
Well, I mean, in just literally a week of him being president, it just seems like everyone's attitude is, I have not seen any good. I really have not seen any good posting, any good information.
Who's
or
posting
anything.
it though?
I'm just saying.
Because there's not a lot of people. Fox isn't posting a lot that I've seen. Trump's not really posting a ton that I've seen. The Republicans are just now starting to post some things that I've seen, but a lot of it's like CNN and CNBC and The Onion, and like New York Times and Washington Post, and it's all just destroying everything he's done. I think he's been the most proactive president of our life. I don't necessarily. I don't know. Things scare me, but the truth is, and here's your attitude with Trump. I mean, he's going in there with I'm going to change crap attitude. I'm going to fix things. I'm going to I'm now in charge. I'm going to fix things the way I want them fixed. And he's meeting opposition. But to be honest with you, I admire the fact that for the first time a president ran on a campaign, and he's going in and he's actually doing what he said he was going to do. He's not falling into the Washington. elitists or whatever you want to call them, the Washington establishment. He's going in and he's doing things that he said he was going to do. If they're wrong, they're wrong. At least he's doing what he said.
Lucas thinks he's part of the Illuminati.
Well, he probably is part of the Illuminati. That's probably a true statement. So there you go.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, all the secrets will be unveiled, and they'll find the treasure at Oak Isle.
Yeah, and
finally.
What's that?
You got to watch the show Curse of Oak Isle.
Oh, yeah, it'll be a pay-per-view special too, I'm sure.
Of course.
I don't want to read paper. Please no.
Well, there's a generational gap.
Yeah, right there. Well, what are your views about the political arena right now? As you're sitting there staring at me with the deadest look on your face, like
adolescent attitude.
Yeah, with the adolescent attitude.
Somebody at this table is too cool for school. See if you can identify them by their lack of discussion. And go.
Well, that
Josh.
No. That is incorrect. Try again.
Scott.
No. Wrong. Okay.
This table.
This table, yes. This table has attitude. It has the attitude we have given it.
In a wonderful plot twist, we've included Lucas only because we need to demonstrate attitude.
Yeah.
Continue.
And I give great attitude.
Yes, you do, my friend.
So anyway, what's your take on Trump? What do you think of the wall? Because he's already instituted the wall. I don't mean the Pink Floyd.
I know. That's what I'm like, yeah.
I was surprised that he was actually going to do it.
Well, we don't know if he's going to do it or not. You know, the funniest thing I saw about that, somebody, one of the people in the liberal media was like, that's not even possible. Do we realize that in order to do that, it would have to go through mountains and it would have to go through this? And I'm thinking, dude, you missed the ball. That's not what he's trying to do.
Supposed to go over mountains.
He's not. Well, I don't think he's trying to build one all-encompassing wall that goes from one place to another. I think he's trying to cut off the major hotspots, which, yeah, they can walk around it, but then you have guards and military and...
Cheetahs.
Cheetos.
How like big is it supposed to be? Like
7 million miles.
No, I mean like tall.
8 feet.
I don't know. Just
8
enough.
feet? Seriously, someone can jump over it.
A gazelle. Well, they have to make sure that like wildlife can get around it and over it and stuff, because the animals from Mexico are legally allowed to be in the United States. Yes, chupacabra. Yeah,
chupacabra has invaded into Texas.
Yes, but they put little holes at the bottom, like the mouse holes at the bottom of the fence, so they can just go right under there. Yeah. Them and the armadillos.
They're allowed.
The rattlesnakes, they can go. They dig underneath. They dig underneath this. They're going to dig under the wall. They don't have any arms. They dig with their teeth.
Armadillos don't have arms?
No, snakes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How do you think they dig holes?
Yeah.
Snakes live in holes. How do you think they dig holes?
Yeah.
Like under the...
Well, they don't have arms, but they got to do it somehow. They burrow. It's called they burrow.
Burrow.
That makes no sense.
That is...
well, that's a term you'll learn once you get older.
Yeah.
Oh, now he's pulling his eye open.
I know. Boy, he's really got some attitude right now.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. What's causing your attitude?
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. Hey, when I tell... Okay, so this is how this all unfolds. Like, hey, Lucas.
You're moving too much.
I know. Just scooting around. No, geez. So I go, hey,
you should
Lucas.
Take pictures.
I know.
You should have that face. Like,
we need to have the video going right now. But so I go. Oh yeah, bald-faced Josh is coming over tonight with his white trash mustache.
Why do you call me bald-faced Josh? I have like a beard caster persona.
Yeah.
If somebody ever comes up to me like, "Hey, you're bald-faced Josh," then they'll see what I heard you on the attitude. Yeah.
I know, and you had such a great attitude, but then
but now I call you bald-faced Josh.
Bald-faced Josh.
Hey, well, hey, it's Uncle Bald-faced Josh.
Butt-faced Josh.
I should do that instead.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. I'm laughing on the inside. Call me butt-faced Josh.
Bare bottom in public.
In public.
So as a kid, he goes to me, he goes, hey, what you doing later? And I'm like, Uncle Josh is coming over. And we're gonna...
Bald-faced Josh, the one with no facial hair.
And we're going to talk about attitude. Oh, I want to participate in that one, Dad.
He had like a Western accent. I want to participate in that one, Dad.
Partner.
Paul. Hey, Paul.
Not Paul. Hey, George. Wait, what was it?
Hey, George. Let's kick Clarence out of the band and take all his great ideas. I want to be in the podcast, Pa.
So
Go fetch me some water, boy.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Breathe deep. So the
Hey, Paul.
so the
Let's get Clarence out of the band.
So the child wanted to be part of this episode because I think he gets excited when we get together and
Him and bald-faced Josh.
yeah, yes, bald-faced Josh, and we get together and we talk about stuff because we always have a good time when we talk and we have a lot of fun. So doing these type of episodes are a lot of fun, a little bit more relaxing, but once again we'll get back to having guests and stuff like that. But I really wanted to talk about attitude, and one of the other attitudes, as we've been joking about here, is the adolescent attitude. And I know a lot of the bearding guys have children around.
I just got punched.
Around the age of
I did not.
Gosh, man, I'm gonna get attitude now. But a lot of you guys have kids that are between the ages of anywhere between 8 and 15, and I know a lot of guys I've talked to at events and stuff we always talk about the attitude of our kids and what's going on, and it's a difficult thing as an adult and a parent to deal with the change of a child who is all like Mr. Lovey-Dovey, hanging all over you one minute, and then the next minute they're like, too cool, man, don't come near me, man, I'm too cool, man.
Yes.
That's where you are right now.
That's where you are right now.
You are in the too cool for school category.
Yeah. So okay, Lucas, I'm going to ask you this question. Why do you think you have attitude?
Good answer.
Yeah.
I didn't even
What
say
aggravates
anything.
you?
Yeah, why are you aggravated right now?
I'm not.
You're fidgety.
I know.
Well, I've always been a fidgety person.
Yeah.
When
No, but what aggravates you? Okay, at school, typical school day, what aggravates you? When are you most likely to look
I
at
can
your teacher
answer.
and
How
be
about
like,
this? The lunch ladies, right?
The
yes.
lunch ladies.
They make us do
Clean
like
up
little
after yourself?
Oh my! They make us eat all of our vegetables.
No, they do
And
it.
we don't even get ranch dressing.
I like ranch dressing on my curry and cheese.
Okay, go ahead. So what pisses you
What's your motivation?
All right, cafeteria ladies.
Okay.
They do the same thing in middle school. They don't let us do anything.
So they have to. So what happens is they go into the lunchroom and they sit there. They're not allowed to eat their lunches. They're not allowed to talk.
No ranch with your carrots.
Ew. I'm kidding. I like ranch with my carrots.
Okay, I'm gonna go devil's advocate on this one because I happen to know a certain person that does cafeteria stuff.
Yes. The cafeteria lady. Go ahead.
Let's go.
And it's actually the disrespect and the lack
You just watch him roll his eyes. It was funny.
and the lack of following directions.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
An inability. Adult speaking.
Yes.
The lack of ability to throw garbage out, the mouthiness, the throwing food at people, that seems to get you guys in trouble.
I bet you another one is like, hey, they try to throw their garbage into the garbage can like they're shooting a 3-pointer. Do you do that?
yeah.
And then we miss it, and then we don't pick it up.
Yeah, because that's appropriate.
Do we maybe see where they might get a little angry? Oh, this is a good segue into Flaming Hot Cheetos.
Yes. Okay.
So don't forget that. Okay,
yes.
go ahead.
Where were we?
You were
The part where you weren't paying attention and listening.
Yes, that part.
So do you think that the attitude of the lunch lady is wrong? If they get upset at you
No,
guys.
she's just mean upright. I mean,
All right.
Is that why you give her attitude, because she's mean?
well, if there's a reason that we're getting in trouble for no reason, then yeah.
Have you ever gotten in trouble for no reason? Literally.
Yes, I have.
I mean,
Tell us the story now.
No.
Why not?
I'm not going to.
Why not?
because there's a
Because-
reason.
Does it have something to do with tipping
Okay,
a cow
so at the
over?
cafeteria, I was being really stupid, and I put my lunchbox on my head, being like a doofus.
Okay.
And then I got in trouble Well, I didn't have to sign in and all that.
Okay.
So I got in trouble, and so I went to go throw my trash away, and my friend said, come sit down with me, and I can't do that. And I looked back, and the same person that got me in trouble thought that I already had sit down, and she said, come here, let's see where you end up.
No names. It's all right.
My teacher.
Murkers.
Yes. I'll edit that, but yes.
My teacher, she's like, well, yes, you did that. I'm like, no, I didn't. She's like, you sit down right now.
Oh, my.
Yes, it happened.
So your teacher had attitude, too.
Yes.
Oh, wow. It's like...
And I had attitude when I said that. You could probably...
Yeah, I could guess, because
Yes.
I know when you do have attitude. Now,
So,
okay. Now, Joshua, you are...
We're debating.
Yeah. You told me when we talked the other day about stuff that you were teaching a class right now, and one of the lessons you were teaching was about attitude and something, correct? Or was I talking to a different Josh?
No. No, that was me. I just don't remember the conversation right now.
Oh, you said you were teaching something in psychology about...
Well, it was probably when we were talking... Well, obviously, it was when we were talking about your grandma, and we were talking about positive attitude and how you can actually... You know, how positive attitude can have an impact on your abilities and stuff like that. I mean, that kind of stuff, I suppose. Although I'm really fabricating the attitude portion.
Oh, so you lied to me on the phone then.
No, but I don't think I used the word attitude.
that
I think
sounds
you
like
that's
said...
attitude.
mean.
That is an attitude.
Yeah.
And I think what happened was... I don't remember the conversation clearly because I was focused on your feelings and emotions, Scott.
Well, that was a good attitude to have at that moment then.
I feel like it was. But then you said something, and I remember saying, well, this is what we were just teaching or what I was just talking about, and here was an example, but I don't remember what the example was.
Oh.
Not on the spot here.
Oh.
You should have put it in your show notes.
Well, I would have
You
thought
should have.
that would have been something you would have remembered because you were like, yeah, I've been teaching it for weeks and we've been going over it. I've been handing out pamphlets and stuff in class.
Well, no, we've been
Oh,
talking.
great.
Well,
When I
you know
get
what
to
it
your
was about? It
class.
was about adolescence because that's what we've been covering.
There you go. And hence where this all ties into that right there. Even
Oh,
though you're
okay.
dealing with a little bit older of a kid. Like,
I think
what
we
was
were
your age
talking-
bracket?
16, 17, 18.
Now, do you know the difference between the adolescent change? Well, of course, the physical changes that go from
Puberty?
pubescent children.
Adolescence.
But the difference between a child his age, like definitely he's getting ready to go. Hi, yes, we're talking to you.
What's up?
What's up? The changes that he's going to be going through, and definitely the attitudes that he's having. But,
Oh, see, you triggered the memory now.
okay,
You got it.
all right, now go.
It was the fact that as kids, Lucas's age, hit that, that stage, puberty, that it was about confusion and about how adolescents are fighting off the need to fit in with the need to be unique. And so at Lucas's age, there's a huge draw to fit in.
I am unique.
Well, you are unique for sure.
You're
But-
uniquely fitting
But
in.
you won't, you're not going to be, as you get to middle school and currently, and as you go through middle school, you're not really going to be maintaining much of that uniqueness and individuality unless you are an extraordinary adolescent. Because what you're going to want to do is you're going to get this huge draw to do what other people are doing, to fit in with the cliques that you have, like all of your friends. Right, to do what your friends are doing because you're going to recognize that it's important to be part of their peer groups, to have friends, and to fit in.
You want to be popular.
Which, I mean, popular at least amongst your friends. You want to have friends.
Well,
and
I
then
have
you're
all
gonna,
friends from Hamden Park.
which will help you. That's going to put you at a huge advantage once you get to middle school because you'll know a bunch of kids
Yeah,
from
will.
different schools.
Yeah.
But you're going to get pulled in different directions, and you're going to you're going to probably, because most likely, this is what adolescents do, most likely they go with the group as opposed to being individualistic. But then once they get to, and this is where our conversation actually was, there's a lot of talking for not remembering something.
I know.
But once you reach like the age of the kids that I have at high school, they don't really care quite as much anymore. They've become their own person, and that's part of growing up. Is at first you kind of branch away from the family, and you go more towards your peers, more towards your friends.
I already do that.
Yeah, and you want to hang out with your friends all the time, and right. And Juliana does the same, and she's 8, But then eventually, once you get to a certain point, you're going to see that your friends aren't always making the correct decisions, or they're not always making decisions that you like. And then there reaches a point where you just like, you know what? I am who I am. I got my friends.
Yeah.
And how you develop an attitude. You develop a positive self-esteem and a positive mental attitude towards yourself.
I do. I have a positive attitude all the time.
Yes.
Well, okay.
Are you going to dispute that?
I
Yes.
was going to dispute that, but I chose not to.
I see.
Because I didn't want him to donkey punch me.
Oh, but
I was going to.
go. I want
I'm
to.
sure
I want to
you
hear.
will.
I want to hear the
Yeah,
disputation.
come at me.
Like a spider monkey.
Is that?
No, my point is, it's easy to look at your own ego and to see where you are now and think, I'm confident and I've made it and this is who I am, but you're 11. I mean, there's a sense of
Big numbers.
I'm going to use I know double
For
digits,
you.
I'm going to use a term that offends most people.
Terminator.
No,
Oh.
ignorance.
Oh.
Ignorance.
Yes, yeah. The term ignorance,
Yes.
actually, I always tell people that the term ignorance is not offensive. It just simply means that you don't know any better. And in adolescence, we have a lot of people that are ignorant. They don't really know, and they're trying to make their own decisions, which is where that uniqueness comes in.
Do they ignore a rant?
No, many ants.
Oh.
They ignore ants.
Ooh, ants. The little tiny
Ignoring
creatures.
ants.
Can't they
So
just
there you
crush
go.
them?
There you go. That was what we were talking about the other day.
Now, how does this all tie together to snorting flaming Cheetos?
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Tell us the story, the great story of snotting Cheezos.
Snotting Cheezos. Yes.
Oh, see, now you make fun of me because I can't write it. He can't even say it right.
Snotting Cheezos. All right. Well, so ironically enough,
His name was Ron?
no, I will not divulge name.
Oh. We'll just say his name was Ron.
No, let's
Ron
call
Mark.
him.
Salga.
Let's call him Larry, shall we?
Larry, okay.
Lawrence.
Oh,
Sheldon.
No, it's got to be Larry because that actually rhymes with his
Okay.
name.
Oh, okay.
So,
His name must be Jeff then.
his name is Jeff. Yes. So anyway,
Jeff.
ironically, I have to. This is why you need the video.
Jeff.
That was the funniest look I've ever seen Lucas give, and you don't even have that on video. Yeah.
It was attitude free.
That was attitude free. I was just having a good old time.
I know.
Hey, Paul. Jeff.
Oh,
right.
okay. Flaming Cheetos with Jeff.
Okay. So Jeff was in the cafeteria, and I should tell you that one of the things I have to do is actually monitor the cafeteria. So this is why when you were like, "Oh, cafeteria people," I'm like, "Oh, hell no," because I have to get ninth graders to pick up garbage after themselves every day, and I get tons of attitude. All the, "Why do it? It's not fair."
We make me pick it up. I didn't even touch it. That's not even my ranch dressing.
Exactly. That's not fair. That's not my ketchup. All right, dude, just pick it up, please. But anyway, so there's this group of freshmen that we had to move.
Oh, gazelles.
Oh,
Yes, we had to move them.
Assigned seating.
Well, just
We
for
have
the
assigned
small
seating. It
Well, yeah, but
sucks.
we don't. It's just this group was so bad. The one time they took an apple and dumped it in ranch dressing, and then threw it at another kid. That's
awesome.
No, it's not. That's the straw. No, that's disrespect. You know what that is? Bad attitude.
That is an ignorance.
And so they've gotten in trouble. They've gotten lunch detentions. They've gotten written up. They've gotten all kinds of good stuff. So finally, they have seats right under the cameras so that we can see everything that they do. And the other day, Jeff, we'll call him, which really has literally nothing to do with his name, but you guys want to call him Jeff, so we'll call him Jeff. So anyway, so he's
Bob Joe.
He's pounding on the table like he's got his head down, like in his arm, and he's just pounding at the table like he just heard the funniest joke he's ever heard. And there's flaming hot Cheeto dust all over the place. And I went over there. I'm like, Jeff, what happened here? And his friends are like, he just snorted flaming hot Cheetos. And I'm like, Jeff. I have to keep calling him Jeff, and this is totally not the right name, so it's confusing.
Okay, Larry.
Larry.
I'm like, Larry, you might want to go blow your nose. He's like, And he like gets up and he goes to get some napkins and he blows his nose, and then a couple seconds go by and I look and he's got napkins shoved up his nose and he has tears coming out of his eyes. So I went over to the principal and I'm like,
hey,
all right, hey, principal. I'm like, I've never had to.
What's in the picnic basket?
What's in the picnic basket? I've never had to do this before, so I'll just ask you what your advice is. What are we supposed to do with a kid that snorts flaming hot Cheetos and or cheese toast? And so he laughed, and then he's like, you might want to escort him to the nurse and make sure he's okay, because this reminds me of last year when a handful of the freshmen thought it was funny to bring in ghost peppers and pass them around. And we had all kinds of kids that were eating ghost peppers and ended up throwing up in the nurse's office.
That's hot.
Yeah, spicy. So we went to, so I escorted him down, and then after that he was to meet with the administration to discuss decision-making.
Jeez.
And so as we were walking down, I looked at Larry, and I'm like, dude, are you an idiot? And he looks at me, he's like, apparently so. And that's the flaming hot chest toast story.
Wow.
Well, and later it started, because I told that story in my classes, because it was just remarkably
Did they
weird.
laugh?
Oh, yeah, they thought it was hilarious because they're upperclassmen. So they're like, oh, my God, what an idiot. And then finally, a couple of the kids in the class were like, oh, I know who that was. I'm like, well, come on.
Larry.
I didn't say it was Larry.
It was Larry.
And I'm like, I'm not going to tell you who it is. I'm like, you guys can do it. And so, of course, they can't hold their secret.
Mm-hmm.
So they went ahead and told everybody who it was. And then I'm like, how do you even know this? And this is actually, there we go. Here's the punchline. Get ready for it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And so the punchline is they knew it because on the bus, like a day later, he was snorting goldfish, crushed up goldfish.
The crackers?
Yeah. And so somebody made a comment about him snorting goldfish, and he's like, oh, it's not as bad as the flaming hot Cheetos. So apparently we have this idiot that needs to snort his
crackers.
Food. Yes. So then the next day I went up to him and I told him, I said, hey, Larry, the pizza you're eating, it goes in your mouth, not up your nose.
And did he give you attitude?
No, he looked away like he was embarrassed and almost like one of those, oh, seriously?
See,
so I guess that is attitude. Yeah, I guess that was attitude. Yeah,
giving you
what?
attitude.
He did give me attitude.
Yeah.
Ooh, go smack him.
But most of the attitude with the high school kids comes from embarrassment. They don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to be, as soon as they stand out in any way, shape, or form, which is, again, that battle between uniqueness and peers.
Mm-hmm.
All goes full circle.
I know. Well,
We'll get there, too, one day.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You'll be hopefully not
Snorting.
That's what we learned from this story. Do not snort crackers of any kind.
Or chest toast.
Or chest toast. Any baked goods.
Bacon.
How about food? Let's just go ahead. How about you put
food in your mouth.
Oxygen up your nose?
You can do that. I mean,
Yeah, it's called breathing.
yeah.
Yeah. We'll also accept carbon dioxide, which comes out of
And we will
said
also
nose. And boogers.
accept fingers.
And boogers.
So boogers are actually oxygen.
No,
but boogers are
they're allowed in your nose.
They're allowed in your nose. And you can put your finger in there to remove them.
No,
Yeah.
you don't. You blow them.
Or you could do that
you
too.
You could do that too.
Blow them is better.
But just remember, boogers
don't go-
never go in your mouth.
Once again,
Have you ever eaten your boogers?
Ew, no.
Lies.
Oh my
I
god.
guarantee you.
what child hasn't?
Every child.
See,
at
look,
one
he's
point in
giving you
time,
attitude right now.
Yeah, you know, look at him. Look at
I know,
look at him
look at all
go
that
between the two of us. He's embarrassed.
Oh, you want to go?
I want to.
Go where?
Yeah,
where are we going?
Where are we
Okay.
going?
No.
No? Oh, you're being hypothetical going...
Lucas, you have at one point in time
No,
picked
I
your
have
nose and
not.
ate it.
Yeah.
But you
yeah.
probably
Yes,
don't
When I
here
was
we
a
go.
baby.
Oh,
Yeah,
now
there we go.
we're
That's fine.
backtracking.
That's
Now,
fine. That's fine.
Lucas is a booger eater. Booger eater. I've never done it. I
Oh,
have
lies.
never eaten a booger in my life.
Lies.
No, you're the only freak show that's eating his boogers. Freak show. Nobody
No.
does that.
Hey, no.
There's this,
No,
there's
that's a bad attitude right there, Josh.
so there's this kid.
No.
Who eats his boogers?
No. Does he?
Oh my god, he is the worst.
All
Is
right.
his name Jeff?
That would be funny.
Jeff.
Lawrence is eating his
I'll call him
boogers again.
Jeff. I'll call him Jeff. Okay,
So
so
his name is Larry.
He's dipping his boogers in ranch dressing.
so
My
Jeff.
booger's going ranch dressing.
So
Okay,
Jeff.
sorry, Jeff.
So what he does is that when he thinks no one is looking, he goes like this, wipes on his shirt.
Oh, he eats it off his shirt.
Yes, it's so disgusting.
Oh.
And then he wipes it on something.
Well, how can he
What
wipe
is-
it on something? He wiped
he-
it in his
yeah.
mouth.
No, and then there was still like
The residue, whatever's left.
The spit.
All right, let's get
So
let's get past.
disgusting.
Back to attitude.
Yeah, let's get back
And I
to
sit
attitude.
right next to him. It's horrible.
All
Have
right.
you ever tried the booger off his sleeve?
What's that?
He wiped his boogers on his sleeve, and I asked you if you've ever tried the booger on his sleeve. Been like, hey Larry, can I have a bite?
Like that scene in Napoleon Dynamite when he's asking for the tots. He's like, "Hey Napoleon, give me the tots."
They're my tots.
No,
Get your own.
Get your own tots.
Get your own tots. Did you say they had a commercial with them in it?
No.
With
What, tater
Napoleon?
tots? Oh.
No, with Napoleon and Pedro. It's a Burger King commercial.
Oh, no, we'll have to watch it.
You'll have to check it out.
Check it out.
Put it on the
Put that
YouTube
in my
page.
notes. Let's see how I can misspell that. Napoleon
Napoleon.
and Pedro.
Napoleon and Pedro.
Burger
Pedro.
King.
All right.
Okay, now let's get to, let's see, we've kind of plowed through this
We've
whole
actually
list.
plowed through a lot.
Yeah, well, how
You
about...
know what?
Well,
I'm surprised my dad hasn't said, because he
What?
picks his boogers.
yeah, who doesn't? I just don't eat them. Yeah, what am I trying to hide here?
Sure. You used to.
Josh said everyone
He's
has.
deflecting.
Yeah.
You're deflecting now.
I
Anyway,
bet
Alright.
in one life you have picked your boogers.
In one life to live.
I would
Yes,
never
you
pick
have.
my boogers.
I wonder if Erica Kane eats her burgers.
Who's Erica King?
Yeah, who's that?
Oh, sorry. That's all my children. Pardon me.
I wouldn't.
Duh.
I never watched those.
Oh, I grew up watching All My Children.
Oh yeah.
My grandpa used to come home from work. His lunch break was from 1 to 2, and he'd come home, and when I was little, we would watch All My Children. So I grew up watching those crazy soap operas. There you go. A little
Wow.
factoid about me.
Well, on the bright side, Lucas, you're off the hook. That's more embarrassing
Yeah.
than you eating boogers.
Okay, so we're going to cross the flaming hot Cheetos.
Yeah, cross that off the list.
Okay, well, I guess let's get into the heart of the matter of talking about the attitude of a 101-year-old woman and how that helped her get to be 101. Now, Josh and I were also talking too on the phone the other day.
This conversation I remember.
Yes.
Yes.
We were talking about his dad had passed away a few years ago, and it was a very tough situation for him. And we were kind of discussing his attitude, once he got towards the end. And, he shared with me that, once you get to a certain point of fighting, you just give up, and you can't, you don't have a fight left in you anymore.
The will to live.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you're exhausted, but I mean, your dad had gone through. I mean, how long was his whole ordeal?
Like about 6 months.
Oh, 6 months.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, he had stomach surgery, and he had been shot when he was really little, and he had scar tissue. So he had one
that's right.
surgery.
Oh, can you tell that story?
Do you want me to tell that story?
Yes,
All
I
right.
remember this story, and I remember being good. Now that you.
Well, we'll call my dad Larry.
Okay.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
So my dad, he was walking down the street, and he jumped. This guy jumps out, and he's like, spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
So my dad grew up in New York. I was going to go with the Goodfellas.
Okay,
thing.
go.
Okay, do it.
No, it's not.
Oh.
But anyway, no, they grew up in the UP, in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and they were big hunters and all that kind of stuff. And so they
and
were
his
out.
dad had a killer mustache too.
Yeah, he did, actually, which is ironic because I can't grow facial hair. And you've seen my brother's mustache, and
Yes.
I ain't nothing to write home about either.
No.
But anyway, so, but they were big hunters, and they were going out squirrel hunting, and they brought the rifle in, put the rifle down, and it shot, somehow misfired or else shot whatever, ricocheted, the bullet ricocheted and hit my dad in the stomach.
Oh.
So that was when he was really little. And he had
Did he still have the bullet in him?
no, I don't think so, but he had a huge scar
Oh.
on his stomach.
See, if I was your dad, I would have told you that I had appendicitis and I had my appendix removed when I was little.
No, not the way he was.
It was like
But
a
of course,
badge of honor.
the whole thing about him that it was accidental didn't come out until much later.
Oh.
Because I remember when we were little, I think he was pissed at my uncle for some reason. He's like, "Hey, your uncle shot me."
Oh.
And so I had this weird image my entire life of what actually happened. But anyway, long story short, so it was scar tissue from you. He always had stomach problems and stuff like that. Like drank Maalox like it was water. And once he got older, I remember him coming back from California because he'd moved to California. He drove back, convinced he was dying. This is when I was like in 7th or 8th grade. And he came back convinced he was dying because he had all these stomach problems. Went to the hospital. And they said, well, we can either operate now or we can operate, or you can put this off until you can't deal with it anymore. Well, in the meantime, he was big into smoking and, cigarettes, of course, but he smoked a ton and his body was just garbage. And so he went in to have the surgery. And the first surgery he had, I think, was in February. And then...
But so he had waited. So he opted...
he waited to the last minute. He did not want the surgery.
So you said when you were in 7th grade or whatever. So now we've already jumped ahead
to 2010, 20 years.
Right. So he never got anything taken care of then.
No. Well, he never had insurance.
Yeah.
So this was something that he just didn't want to deal with.
He wanted to wait till Obama was here.
No, you know what? No, it wasn't. Because the way I heard that, side story, the way I had heard it was that we have phenomenal sick care in this country. Like anybody can get, if you go in with a bloody stump hanging from your leg, they're going to fix it. They're not going to turn. Well, do you have insurance? No, I don't. Well, sucks to be you. Bleed to death. But you have to be pretty sick. I mean, my dad was signing stuff to get to basically get it all covered, or at least you're going to have to pay a percentage of it back. Sign here, sign this. And he had a phenomenal surgeon. Of course, Shawnee says that that's not the case. That his surgeon actually, and Melanie says the same thing, that his surgeon was horrible. But anyway, we liked him.
Was his name Jeff?
We'll call him Jeff for the sake of protecting his identity.
These kids really excited about Jeff over here.
He likes Jeff.
We talk about Jeff in school.
Is Jeff the name of your boogers?
Hello, Jeff.
Oh, so he does eat them.
He does eat them.
No, I don't eat them.
But anyway, so he made it through the first surgery okay. He was recovering. They told him he could eat soft food, and because he was like drinking Pediasure, which he hated. And he heard soft food and then kind of started eating and just trashed his stomach. And
he was eating like steak, wasn't he?
You know what he would
remember
do?
Correctly?
This is weird, though. He was eating... When they told him he could eat like eggs and pudding and stuff like that,
he went right for the flaming hot Cheetos.
He went right, but you know what was funny? He snorted them. He didn't actually eat them. But he started to just eat a little bit more and introduce things. He was always a junk food eater and crappy food eater and whatever. And the long and short of it was like the stuff in his stomach just wasn't working anymore. And so he lost weight. He was down to 87 pounds. Which, I mean, he looked horribly
he was very
emaciated.
frail.
Yeah, he looked so frail. I mean, his legs looked like my forearms and whatever. And so they went back. The doctor, Jeff, basically told him, he's like, well, what the hell did you do to yourself? You were doing so well and all this kind of stuff. And my dad was in such a depression at this point that's when we come back to the attitude thing. He was just like, well, I don't care. And he started this, I'm going to die and all that kind of stuff. And then they went through and had another surgery, but nothing took. And so like his innards just like fell apart. So basically his stomach turned into like Jell-O. And in case you've ever tried to suture Jell-O, it doesn't hold stitches very well.
No, it does not. That's why they have the adhesive glue now.
Yeah, but even that, I mean, nothing was going to work, at least according to this whole thing. So anyway, long story short, that's what happened. But it was, I mean, you go back to this whole attitude thing. The minute he decided that he was done, he just gave up. The nurse would come in. How you feeling today? Horrible. 1 to 10? Oh, about an 8, because he knew it would get him morphine and stuff like that. And I'm convinced he died more of a morphine overdose than anything else, because I was in there and literally watched him die, and it was... nothing I care to ever do again.
How did that make you feel, like knowing that he just had that piss poor attitude about?
We were all angry. We were so pissed at him because we would tell him too. We'd be like, "Why are you doing this to yourself?" Well, it doesn't matter. I'm ready to go. And that's why I said when we started talking about this podcast, it's like, look, the positive mental attitude will keep you alive, but when you give up, you're done.
Yeah.
And I'd use the example of my grandfather, too. My grandfather fought lung cancer for an entire year. And he found out he was diagnosed terminal. They tried all the treatments and stuff, and they're like, there's nothing we can do. We can either send you home or you can go to hospice. And he said, send me to hospice. I'm ready. And he was gone a week later. And we actually went in that day hoping to hear good news. And a week later, he was gone. And the same thing. It was just, I think it was a morphine overdose, but I mean, he was ready to go. He didn't want to fight anymore. And so I've always believed very fully, and this will take you to your grandmother, when you want to live, you can fight, and you can fight just about anything, but the mind is so strong and depression is so strong, you can only fight so long, and then once it's like anything. If you don't think you can do something, you give up. Yeah. And it's at that point where you give up and you're done. That's my opinion of it.
Yeah. Anyway. No, I mean, and that's like with my grandmother who, I mean, for all the years that I've known her, she's always been an extremely positive person. I don't remember really too much of, and I know this happens to a lot of either men or women, but when their spouse dies, they kind of
usually it's a year or something like that.
They kind of give up, and they, and then that was kind of like the scenario with my other grandmother, where once my grandfather died, my grandma just kind of like stopped doing stuff, and she just never left the house. She never wanted to do anything. And I mean, though I don't remember how many years after he had passed before she did, but it was many years. But with my other grandma that just passed away yesterday, I think she had said that my grandfather had passed away 27 years ago. And I never remember her ever, like, really missing a beat. Like, though I don't ever really remember her doing much more than, because they grew up on a farm. So, and here's a really funny story. She was telling me, as we were talking last week, we were talking about them building their farmhouse. And she was like, yeah, she's like, we got the wood from Sears. Sears, like the Sears and Roebuck catalog.
Sears sold wood.
They sold wood. And she's like, we bought all the wood for the house for $1,200. And then we paid someone $800 to build it. So $2,000 to build the house that they had lived in for 60, 70, 80 years.
Holy cow.
Almost. And it's the house that they live in now. But, I mean, when you go inside, it's very small. But, I mean, a Sears, like a catalog house, like who knew back in the 40s that's what they did. But, that was one of the funny stories that she told and, talked about. She was really good at spelling. I was like, wasn't that right, Lucas? What was her favorite classes?
Spelling and I
math.
think it was math.
Yeah.
No, not math.
She was always good with measuring. Like if you go, hey, Grandma, how many ounces or blah, 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 she always knew whatever. She was very good at and that was probably based on cooking and stuff like that, because you always kind of had to know. And even with farming too, you had to know how many things were in a peck and bushel and how many gallons of maple syrup, we'd make or whatever. So, I mean, there was always something going on with her. But, once my grandfather died, and I think she had to become independent really fast, and she did a really good job, and she really got involved in like the senior center, excuse me, and, just other, like the church and stuff. Like she'd go in and count money and do lots of different things. So she was very, very involved. And even when my dad retired a few years ago, my grandmother finally stopped driving at the age of 98. And I think a lot of her reason was she just didn't want to pay for car insurance anymore.
Right.
It wasn't the fact that she couldn't drive. She was very good. In fact, she had a lead foot, and she was always speeding. So, yeah, that was the funny part, because usually the older people are like driving, grannies
20
like
miles
slow.
an hour,
Yeah,
right,
but my
right.
grandma was like, she wanted to get to where she wanted to go. So
Did she get like speeding tickets?
I think she got 75 in 1 year.
You're kidding me.
Yes. I
Oh,
am.
you serious?
No, I'm not.
How did she-
75? Okay. All right. Phew.
Yeah, I'm totally making that up, but the
Oh,
look on
oh
both
my
of your
God.
faces was priceless, though.
I thought you were serious.
No, I am
thought you
not.
was too.
I am not serious, Clark. But
Wow.
yeah. So once and that was the other thing too, is we were all worried that once you lose that independence of, hey, I'm not driving anymore. I'm 98 years old or whatever. That kind of slows you down. But my dad retired at the time, and they live right down the street. So my dad would always go down and be like, hey, all right, where do we need to take you today? So it was like every day it was a new place she had to go. Or the senior center would send a bus out to pick them up. But, I mean, she had this every day. She had a routine. Like she would get up at, I don't know what time in the morning, eat her breakfast, and then she would go to whatever senior center was for the day. And then the next day she would go to the Y and swim. She did that almost like 2 or 3 times a week, that she would go swimming all the time. And that was something that she had done for years and years and years. And definitely that helped keep her physically moving.
Which goes back to that whole attitude thing.
Yeah.
When you have something to look forward to, you have something to look forward to. When you have nothing to look forward to, that's a complete separate thing.
And
I mean, I got stuff to do, man. I got this to do next week, and I got that to do here. And when you've got that, that's right, it's swimming. I can't wait to go. I'm going to be able to go swimming this day.
Or go to the senior center and play cards.
Yeah, we're having card game at the senior center. Can't wait to play cards or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, she was always doing something. She always had plans. She always liked being social with people. She always was really involved in the church. And the other thing is for her being 101 years old, she had never had any health issues. Mm-hmm. And as we were actually sitting with the surgeon when he came in and told us that things were pretty much coming close to an end, my wife and I and Lucas were just so, hi over there. He's waving. Not that you can
he's
see.
Still here?
Yeah.
Oh,
no, he's
of
been
course
so
I am.
quiet. Oh, well, you've been so quiet.
Well, there's nothing for me to say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
All right, off topic.
Well, my grandma's name was Jeff. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah, Grandma Jeff.
Grandma Jeff.
Grandma.
No kidding. But, he came in and was asking, because I was the only family member there, what kind of health issues does she have? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't remember her ever being sick. I don't remember her. I mean, other than I think 30 years ago, she fell and fractured her kneecap. And she went into the hospital and got some staples put in her knee. They didn't even repair it really well. So that's all I really remember was her being in the hospital for that. And for the most part, she never went to the doctor. Never, ever. That was
very healthy.
Yeah, very healthy. I mean, but she stayed active. She, would walk. I think she had like a little pedometer, and this was like maybe in the 80s or whatever, and she would just walk around the yard, just walk and walk and walk, just to, stay active. But as she got older, though, she was still keeping up. I mean, that was the amazing part. She gets to 99, but we'd think that she'd be slowing down. She's not driving anymore. That was going to hinder her, but nope, she still was going. And then she hits 100, and you'd think, at 100, she's going to slow down. And once again, it's just like she's just still going every day. Doing everything. She would always be like, I sleep a little bit more, but that was about it.
Right.
And then, once 101 came, it was like, this was just about 3 months ago. And, we went out for dinner for her birthday. Now she's walking with a walker more because she can't, her balance is not so great and everything. But, she just was talking about being more tired and stuff like that. And it's kind of just how it was just. As Christmas came along, it was, she was talking to my wife, just not as active. I feel tired but she's never talked about wanting to go to the doctor or anything. Mm-hmm. Never. And then finally last Saturday, she called my mom and dad and was like, I have some pain in my stomach and, I think I need to go to the hospital, which was
probably a shock.
Yeah, because, hey, just drink some vinegar and eat some apples, and that was how they cured everything back in the day. And that's the lifestyle she lived. It was, she never took any medicine. It was all, and I think that's what she said it was vinegar and apples. That was like their vitamin.
Nature's toothbrush?
Yeah, yes, nature's toothbrush. An inner exfoliant.
Ooh.
But, where was I? So she went in and, they did some scans on her and they found that there was a mass growing inside and, it could have been growing for a long time. But so the doctor gave options and, once again, I'm sitting here with my wife and Lucas and the three of us are crying and my grandma's just like looking at the surgeon. And, it's either you can do this and this is what's going to happen. It's going to be excruciating, painful. You might not make it. Or we can do this and it's going to be discomforting or blah, blah, blah. Being 101, that's, going through surgery and stuff like that. That's a big risk. But if we do this and, you might get a little bit more time. And it's like without even a hesitation, okay, let's do that. That's what I want. I'm not done. I'm not done living yet. I mean, those are her exact words. I'm not done. And here we are, our hearts are broken because, my grandmother, I'm pretty much hearing that she's pretty much not going to make it. Mm-hmm. Or if she is, she might make it another 3 months, 6 months. No one really knows. But she was just like, let's try to get the blockage, and see what happens. Sure. And, so as going into surgery, we were all scared because, 101, you put them under, the chances of them coming out, if they're not really healthy. But I mean, she was strong as a horse. I mean, strong heart. So
positive attitude.
Positive attitude, and that too. I mean, that I honestly I believe that was the major factor in her living as long as she did, and her making it to, where she did.
Which now the question that came up: if you look back, like you said, okay, well maybe she probably had this thing growing inside of her for, I don't know, 10 years, whatever it was. Do you believe that she would still be able, that she would have lived to 101 if she would have known 10 years ago that thing was there?
I don't know. I mean, maybe if she would have known that something was growing then and gotten surgery then, that could have messed her up.
I don't think she would have, because I know that, like, I had you remember the testicle scare?
Oh, the
testicle?
Yeah.
The cancer scare that went with that, and I was petrified. And I just remembered thinking, I don't think I ever would want to know, because the depression sometimes it goes with that. At the time, I was like 30 or whatever the hell I was, but the depression that goes with that, and the negative feeling that goes with that, again, the negative attitude that goes with that, may be enough to kill you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm 90, I have cancer, whatever. They're going to try to operate, and we'll see. And I would think that would be very, very difficult. Whereas you're almost better off, where you just where you're like, okay, you're in a lot of comfort. Wow, this thing really went too far. Now, if you're 35, 40 years old, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But once you get up in your 80s and 90s, maybe you don't want to know that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. So I mean, she was all like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna, I still have more life left in me, And the thing was, she never gave any of us a feeling of her being afraid. She never seemed sad about it.
Right.
And like I said, her attitude was just gold.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the way my grandfather was too. Like I've always said, I've never seen anyone die with more dignity. I mean, he was, they said he was terminal. There was nothing they could do. And he basically, like, literally told us, he's like, no, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm good. And when they went in to give him last rites, and he met with his priest a couple times that week, and the priest would come out and we'd be like, well, how's he doing? He's like, he's fine. He told me he's ready to go. He's at peace. I'm like, are you kidding? Like, it's crazy. I have this theory that life prepares us for death, because people I've seen, not necessarily my dad, but my grandfather, he was ready.
Yeah.
He approached it as a very matter-of-fact thing, whereas if I found that out, talk about negative attitude.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what the heck I would do.
Well, and that was the thing, is as my grandma gets through surgery and everything and comes out, she's like, within 12 hours, she's already sitting up, walking around, and we were all just astounded that, wow, like, it went way better than everyone anticipated. The surgeon came in, everything looks great. I mean, he probably would have thought that she was in her 70s, or 60s or whatever. I mean, for as well as she went through the whole procedure, the way she was able to just get up and, going, and she was like that for 2 days. And that was when we got to spend a lot of time with her, just sitting there talking, asking her questions about, growing up. And, we heard lots of great stories, and Lucas really got to spend a lot of time with her. And,
sweet.
He got to get to know her a lot better. And then just, I don't know, I mean, it just went south. And then it was like, it just slowly went downhill. And then, within a couple days, I think she was just done and ready. I mean,
yeah.
And I think that was it. She knew it was time. And
we had talked about the medication too, and that's one of those things that I think can mess with people's minds and attitude.
Yeah, I mean, it just slow them down. And, if but that's a whole nother thing. But I mean, I know she got to a point where she was just like, she fought hard enough, and she's just like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
And like literally within
her decision,
a day, yeah,
her attitude, which is reassuring.
Yeah, because I mean, she was at peace with it, and she didn't seem like she suffered at all. And I mean, she went how she wanted to. She even said to my wife, she's like, I would have thought I was going to die in my sleep. Mm-hmm. She wasn't expecting to have any health issues where she was going to have to go through surgery and stuff like that.
Right.
So, I mean, but she had that little surgery at the very end, but she ended up dying the way she wanted to. She died in her sleep, and we were all with her up until a couple hours before she died. So, but the whole point of where I was going was it was just the whole 101 years of positive attitude, and how many horrible situations she probably went through in her life, or how many bad things that happened, but she was able to just be like, okay, move on and keep going and be positive and be happy and raise a healthy family. And
do you think that the things she went through allowed her to develop a positive attitude? I mean, you're talking about 101, so you're talking about being born in 1915?
Yes.
So she went through, granted she was little during World War I, but she went through, maybe remember little bits and pieces, but probably not much.
Yeah.
The Great Depression.
Yeah.
She went through World War II. The whole Red Scare thing. Every negative thing that happened from probably 1925, 1930 on, she probably remembered. And all of that negative, crappy stuff that she lived through, I would think would have developed a positive attitude to, hey, I made it through this. I mean, crap, I made it through the Great Depression. I'm pretty sure I can make it through, a sore knee.
Yeah. Well, and here's another funny thing, too, is she never drank alcohol. So that's another good thing until we introduced her to Jell-O shots when I think she was around 90.
Well, this isn't so bad.
Oh, my sister made them one time, and she was just like, we're like, Grandma, there's alcohol. I don't. Give me another one. I know she had a lot of them, but I don't think she got drunk or anything. But it was always the big joke when my sister would make Jell-O shots. Watch out, because Grandma was going to come and get them.
Grandma was drinking her Jell-O shots.
Yeah. So, but I guess we can wrap it up there. And I guess it was a little therapeutic for me because I wanted to talk about what was going on, and I saw the significance of talking about attitude because, with everything that's gone on this past week, attitude has just really surrounded everything, every aspect of life that I've noticed. I mean, my grandmother really helped me open my eyes to that. And the way I've been looking at things now is, even though yesterday I was having a really bad day kind of dealing with it, and, I'm not like really super sad that she's gone. I'm happy that she's in a better place now. It's, the dealing with the aftermath of it, the dealing with, arrangements and all that stuff. And, though you're slightly prepared, it puts a lot of taxing, stuff on my parents and, the rest of the family and stuff like that. And that's the stuff that I feel like I'm more dealing with now. And yes, Lucas, you have something to say.
Did you ever meet her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a handful of times.
Did you? No? Oh, yes, you did. You can answer.
I'm trying to remember the last time I think I met her. She was over when we were drinking scotch on the back porch.
Yeah.
I think she'd come over for like a picnic or something like that. And I remember I'd met her also at the couple of years ago when your parents did clam bake.
Yeah. Yeah, she was always
She was at your parents' house quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, she lived right down the street. Mm-hmm. And we always involved her in everything that we did. I mean,
right. Yep.
So, but yeah, the worst, I was dealing with that yesterday, and, I just sat there and I'm like, I can sit here and be all shitty about this and have, just be like, hey, I know, watch my mouth, right?
No, I don't really care.
No, I know you don't.
Filth, flarn.
I know.
Filth.
But,
poop coming out of your mouth. Poop.
You got carrots with ranch dressing.
Ranch dressing.
Jeff and his ranch dressing.
But
so I am trying to take away something good from this whole thing, and I really definitely want to work on my attitude, because I know I can have a bad attitude at times, and I know that it can go. You can talk, please.
Yes,
I mean,
you can.
I know.
Unlike Lucas, he never has a bad adolescent attitude.
Okay.
Picks his boogers and eats them.
Yeah. Josh, this could be construed as a form of bullying,
Yeah, why you
What's
gotta
that?
be a bully? You're
Because I have a negative attitude.
Oh.
How's this cyberbullying? You're sitting a foot and a half away from me.
You're using the microphone. It's technology.
Oh, technology driven.
You're cyberbullying me. Stop it. I'm going to tell the principal
Only
on
if
you.
you're self-conscious as a booger eater.
I don't pick my boogers and eat it.
Well, then it shouldn't bother you.
Okay.
Should it?
Yeah. And we have learned many different lessons today.
Exactly.
So
Lessons.
Yep.
Yeah, it was like school. You had like a school tonight.
But not like the cafeteria.
No.
Glad.
Because you didn't have an assigned... Oh, I guess you did have an assigned seat.
Yeah, because I told him he can't move.
That's right. And you also told him a couple times he shouldn't drink.
Yeah. But
This was like the cafeteria. This is
I know.
exactly like the cafeteria.
I know. He did everything I told him not to do.
That's true.
Cheetos.
Ches toss.
Chestos.
So, okay, we'll wrap it up on that. But, for all of you guys out there, keep a good attitude because it's... My grandmother was a great inspiration to me to really work on my attitude. And, if you want to have a better life, if you want to live longer, be positive and fight hard for the things you believe in. And I guess on that, live long and prosper.
Word
You got
up.
that.
Got
Word
that.
up.
Word up.
Any do any of you guys have any closing comments or statements? And Lucas, go.
Good night.
Good night. Wow.
Good night. Wow.
Good night, Cleveland.
Oh, once again, another thing I told him not to do. Do not talk loud. He just goes and does it.
I did
He's
not
like
mean to.
he's like all willy-nilly with everything.
I did not mean to yell.
I will close
All right.
Yes,
on
you
a
will
note.
close.
Well, and then you can say
On
something
Jeff.
else.
I
Okay.
should say something about Jeff.
I don't want to say anything about Jeff.
Jeff, but he's my
To
friend.
piggyback off of what you said, I think the in what I've learned in my 42 years.
Yes, that's right.
That's right. Yeah, 40. Okay. The power of positive attitude is it'll if you don't have a positive attitude about stuff, you're gonna get bogged down. It's so easy to fall into depression and sadness and kind of a woe is me attitude. And I think the people that I've met in my life that are the most amazing people, and I'll throw my mom out there. My mom's one of the most amazing people. I don't know anybody that dislikes her, and I've never heard her say a negative thing about anyone. So attitude doesn't only
I know.
fall
I heard
into...
her say something pretty mean about your brother once.
Yeah,
I've never
probably.
even seen your mother.
But the point is, negative attitude drags you down, and I don't think that she just doesn't have a negative attitude. I can't even imagine the scenario where, somebody would struggle in terms of liking my mom or something like that, or anything like that. And positive attitude doesn't just affect longevity, but it affects the way you're perceived, the way you see yourself, and all that kind of stuff as well.
Well, yeah, because nobody wants to be around someone with a bad attitude.
Yeah, but how many of us are bogged down with people that surrounding ourselves with people that do have bad attitudes?
Well,
Like my ex-wife.
And apparently facing Hannibal too, and Murdoch.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I didn't realize that.
Bad attitude Baracus.
I know.
That's right.
Or was it bad attitude or bad ass?
That was bad attitude.
Oh, yeah. No, the second one is better.
No,
I
it was
know,
bad
but-
attitude.
Yeah.
The BA stands for bad attitude. He even said it a bunch of times in that show.
Yeah. Do you know what his last name was?
You just said.
B.A. Baracus. I
What?
did say that?
Yeah, you said
Oh, I did.
bad
Well,
attitude
see, there you go.
Baracus.
He wasn't paying attention.
What?
See, because he has an attitude like he
Still
knows
doesn't- yeah,
everything.
Yeah, look who knows
Oh, look
everything
at
about
me.
the A-team.
I'm an A-team expert. See, now I look like he's going to get all mad.
He does look mad. Like he's
know.
got an attitude.
I know.
He looks like he's got a negative attitude, like an angry attitude.
You do know that we are messing with you.
Yes,
though,
I
right?
know.
All right.
I know
And-
you don't eat your boogers.
Yeah, I don't.
I know you don't.
We know you
It's
don't.
disgustingly.
Yeah,
It's not
it's
that
disgusting.
right.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. It's kind of like sometimes
Disgusting.
when you put Caesar dressing on your
Oh,
carrots.
I put
scamming.
ranch dressing on my pizza.
Well,
There's
that's
nothing wrong with
good.
that.
I can put ranch dressing on pizza.
Ranch dressing on pizza.
It's really good on the crust.
With chef crust.
Not so much on the cheese.
No, because it gets too much in your mouth.
Aye.
Okay, so the end of it is be positive, peace,
Hakuna Matata.
and prosper and live long.
Yeah, there you go.
That
All right.
you did it wrong.
Peace out, everyone.
Dose.
Bye. And thank you. Well, thank you for checking that out. It was a nice stress reliever for me. Like I said, when we recorded this, my grandmother just died the day before, and I was kind of processing a lot of stuff, and I'm glad she's in a better place and she's feeling or not. She's not feeling anymore, but I'm glad she's in a better place and she doesn't need to be in the pain that she was in right before she passed. So, but on that note, I don't know what to say other than thank you for all that have listened this far. I appreciate it. This was a therapeutic episode for me more than anything. And I apologize it wasn't strictly all about beards, which they normally are. And I'll be getting back to some stuff. It's, with this whole thing going on, it's kind of put a little rift in my plan for this immediate time. So I'm trying to scramble to get some stuff set up and everything. But I want to thank Pulpo Beard Oils, Waffender Whisker Oil, Brutal Beards, and Groomed Gorilla, and Blackbeard Company for their support in helping my show go forward. Without them and their products, without them and their friendships, they give me good support, and I love all of them. They're all great people, great guys, great girls. Anna, don't want to forget that you're a girl. But not only are they great people, but they all provide great products. But you can find more information about any of their products in my blog, in the show notes for this. So just go to thebeardcaster.com/blog, and there'll be show notes and stories and all that stuff and links to every one of their companies. But like I said, just go to thebeardcaster.com for any more information you need or to get hooked up with me through social media. And like I always say at the end of every episode, and maybe this one I'm going to say something a little different, but just tell a couple people about this podcast. Help me get the word out there. That's all I ask. You don't need to subscribe. You might not like it, but someone else you might tell might really love it, and they'll subscribe and download. And obviously that's been going on because there's been a humongous influx of downloads within the past 2 months. So I appreciate all the new listeners out there. And, once again, just tell a couple people and let's see where it goes from there. But the last thing I want to leave everyone with is, please, if anything, always have a good attitude. You never know where it might take you. Having a good attitude, a healthy attitude, is only going to take you good places and get you around good people, the people that you want to be around. So, hey, for instance, grow a beard and join a beard club, and you'll be around positive people doing positive things for their community. So, keep the good attitude, and thanks. Have a good one. Ciao.
And how I love